What's going on, guys? This is another Build Wars video, and this time we take a look at the Necro's Anniversary Elite Soul Taker. So what if I tell you this build has one if not the highest damage in the whole game? I think this is not an exaggeration. Check out these clips. There are no E-Surge Mesmers here, just my Necro and some supportive heroes with very limited skills, and I even put them on avoid combat, meaning they don't do much damage. Monsters die pretty fast after 2 or 3 hits. Another clip, this is Aura+, a more challenging area, also in hard mode. Same things again, the Shurikens die very fast. Okay, I think some of you have no idea what's going on here, so let's go back to the beginning. I want to give you a very detailed explanation on this build, because once you learn the basics, you get a very effective build, and you can basically see space the whole game with this one. Obviously this insane damage wouldn't be possible without the elite. This skill is the key to our success. Soul Taker is an enchantment which provides extra damage on attacks, but you also sacrifice some HP with each hit. The higher the rank in Soul Reaping, the more damage you do, but also the bigger the health sacrifice is. In our case, at 16 Soul Reaping, the elite gives plus 20 damage and we sacrifice 20 HP with each attack. Now this only increases the weapon's base damage. You can test it yourself, go and try different weapons. Staff, scythe, daggers and so on. It works with any type of weapons. Nothing super powerful yet, just some increased base damage. So this is nice and all, but actually if you want to take this to the next level, just add a death magic skill called the Dark Aura. You know, with Soul Taker you sacrifice health with each attack, and guess what? Dark Aura triggers each time we sacrifice health, meaning every time you attack an opponent you damage him with Dark Aura. So these two skills are like bread and butter. And now the good news, if you are using these two skills together, we do even more damage. So it's actually 41 more damage each time we hit the target, and this is an AoE armor ignoring damage. Hip hip hooray! Now the bad news. Sadly this combination of skills also increases the health sacrifice. See how fast my HP goes down. I'm losing 37 health with each attack. Basically I can kill myself in 15 hits or even less. Yeah, this sucks big time, but luckily there is a way to solve this. So if you read the description of Dark Aura, you will notice that you can use it on other allies too. On one hand we can split the health sacrifice between our own character and the hero, and on the other hand we don't have to invest into death magic. Now let's see what happens if I add a Necro hero with 18 death magic and my character has some attacking speed boost this time. Four hits. This is how fast the Master of Damage NPC died. 669 damage in 4 seconds, and the highest damage was 190 in a single second. Guys, do you see where it goes? I have only used 3 skills and I'm still missing 5 skills, and it's already an OP build. So at this point you have several options, and I will definitely show you some alternatives too, but first let's go Derv with secondary and add Earth Sprayer skills for even more damage. In my opinion this is the one that has the biggest DPS of all variants. So what happens if you use a scythe? You know, with the scythe you can hit even 3 enemies at one time, meaning you can make 3 times more damage if you hit multiple foes. You remember the first clips, the one in Aura+ and in Gates of Kryta? The reason I killed those monsters so fast was because I was hitting 2 or 3 foes at the same time, which gave me the chance to use the scythe's full power. Anyway, it's a pretty easy to use build. Here is what to do. Just use Drunken Master, Micro Strength of Honor, Dark Aura, and activate Masochism and Soul Taker. Then use I'm Unstoppable when you aggro, and then it's time to use Dust Cloak and Eremite's attack, then Staggering Force and Twin Moon Sweep. It's basically auto-attacking mostly. If you are lazy to use the Derv skills, that will also work, just auto-attack. You know, with Dust Cloak you can also inflict blindness on the foes and increase your chances of survival. Twin Moon Sweep is a fun skill as well. You can make ridiculous spikes with this one. Imagine you hit 3 enemies with your sight and then you use this skill. If my math is correct, this triggers Dark Aura 6 times, and this results in over 400 damage on all targets. Regarding weapons and runes, you should use the Anniversary Sight, since this one has Soul Reaping requirement, and then add as much self-defense as possible. A Vampiric mode, a +5 armor mode on the sight is perfect, and if you don't have this sight yet, you can use any sight basically, but you will lose some base damage. But don't worry, because the majority of the damage comes from Dark Aura and from the Elite anyway. About runes, I think 5 Blessed insignias are good, or even Tormentors or Undertakers insignias are decent. Soul Reaping +1 +3 on the headpiece, and the highest HP you can do with Vigor and Vitae runes. Now let's talk about how heroes can affect the build. I have already mentioned the Dark Aura Necro. This can greatly increase your damage, but I guess you have noticed how fast my Necro's HP can go down. So if you are attacking at full speed, you need as much help as possible. So skills like Vigorous Spirit, Blood Bond, these can neutralize the health sacrifice, but you definitely need 1 or 2 healers to keep you alive, since we are playing as a melee with the coaster armor. The Meep Necro might be enough in normal mode, but for hard mode I think you need a monk too, or a healer, or someone who focuses on you all the time. You know, the Meep Necro isn't always reliable when it comes to healing. You can even consider making the Dark Aura Necro a healer. And by the way, the hero AI will automatically use Dark Aura on any party members who possess sacrifice skills. Sadly, neither Soul Taker or Masochism will make the hero use Dark Aura on your character. I think only those sacrifice skills work which makes you lose health on their own. So you either disable Dark Aura on the hero's skill bar and micromanage it as I did. Or you can add a skill which does a pure sacrifice skill like Blood Ritual, Synod of Agony, etc. But if you don't disable or add any sacrifice skills, the hero will use Dark Aura on the Meep Necro, which doesn't make much sense. Of course, you can increase your Necro's DPS even more, think of Strength of Honor or Splinter Weapon, and you can even micro Spellbreaker on your Necro, so when you start a battle, coasters won't cause any problems. Or even think of giving your Monk or Necro protection prayer skills like Life Barrier, Life Bond, etc. This can make your Necro more tanky and also help other party members. I talked all this time about how OP this build is, but now let's see what can go wrong. As always, there are some things that can ruin the fun. So enchantment removal is one thing that can be annoying, especially if you are fighting a lot of Necro or Mesmers with skills like Shatter Enchantment or Strip Enchantment. So always make sure you have some cover enchantments, and Soul Taker is not the last enchantment you use. Another disadvantage, if you are fighting a lot of melees, you might die unless you micro the Soul Twisting hero in advance. Sadly, the ST hero isn't too fast, and if the hero won't use the Spirit of Displacement in time, you will be dead in no time. Adding a blocking skill like Mirage Cloak can be a great idea against tougher opponents. Just get rid of some Derv skills and use the blocking skill as often as you can. Of course, Dust Cloak can help with the blind condition, but the more protection the better. Alright, as promised, let me show you some more builds. The next one is for those who want to play in a more safe way. I know not everyone is a fan of the YOLO way, so now let's forget Earth Prayers and use Wind Prayers instead. Skills like Grant's Aura, Attacker's Insight will give great lifesteal and blocking ability, and Test of Fate can remove enchantments or inflict Daze condition. You can even add Mystic Vigor for more self-heal. Of course, you lose some damage compared to the Earth Prayers version, but you get some more self-defense, which is never a bad thing. Basically, you can use this build the same way as the previous one, micro Dark Aura, use Masochism and the Elite skill, then just maintain the Derv skills and use Test of Fate when you build up the Adrenaline. Another fun one, Soul Taker with Daggers. You trigger Dark Aura real fast with this one, and the energy management is kind of decent too, due to the high rank in Soul Reaping. There is low to strike if you are low on energy, and Synod of Lost Souls too, but if you can destroy the enemy fast, you get back a lot of energy anyway. Really easy to use, just maintain Soul Taker, Drunken Master and use the skills 1, 2, 3 in this order. Don't forget to micro Dark Aura on the hero, and this is a great build, highly recommended as well. If you want to see even more yellow numbers, try the next build, Dark Aura in the build, no need for a Necro hero this time. Of course you lose some damage because you split the attributes, but still a great build and decent self-heal too. Start with Masochism, then Dark Aura and Soul Taker. Then just maintain the enchantments, and all you have to do is auto-attack the enemies and try to hit multiple targets at once. Great damage again and no need for a Necro hero. And I could show you even more builds. I guess I could create a version for all the other weapons, swords, axes, hammers, spears, bows, but in my opinion scythes and daggers are superior. So in summary, these Soul Taker builds are meta, great damage, probably the highest in the whole game right now, plenty of AoE armor ignoring damage, plenty of opportunities, and I think there is no more explanation needed. I give this build a 5/5, definitely meta in casual gameplay. Alright folks, hope you enjoyed this one, stay tuned because more build videos are coming, and also don't forget to subscribe or rate the video, and as always, thanks for watching and see you next time.